everybody, and welcome back to The New Nasty Boys. I'm your co-host this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you decide to watch or listen to this thing, Billy DeVore. And sitting next to me are my two co-hosts,
Jake Polson.
Burp and Chris Weir. What's going on, Nasty Nation? Thank God I had a buffer with Jake there, because otherwise you got a face full of burp.
I love that you still said burp.
I know. I wanted to be authentic to the people. I didn't want to lie. I wasn't just clearing my throat there. It was gas. Come on.
I'm just glad we never hold back.
We do not. That is one thing we definitely will not.
Honest podcast. Yeah.
We're honest about our belches, our farts, our stinks, and our loves and woes. So
this is a health podcast. This is a wellness podcast.
I think it's an anti-wellness podcast.
Yeah.
I'm about to come out here and talk about how I smoked cream cheese.
Yeah.
Not really wellness. You might want to check on mine. It's not great. So, Jake's back. How was Alaska?
It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Feels like forever ago already. But yeah, it was a great time. Alaska's stupid beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah, great time.
What was like the daylight situation when you were there?
Long.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 10:30, 10:45 sunsets.
Really?
So yeah, pretty long days. I mean, we were right by the solstice.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that Saturday, like the day that we got off the cruise was the solstice.
You
so
see witches and stuff out there in
Yeah.
weird ceremonies?
all over the boat, I'll tell you what. There's a lot. There were a lot of them.
There's
but-
witches around here. You gotta drink it.
I've conjured the Inuit coven.
Sir, you got to sit down on the boat.
Sir, we're going to have you throw that sage overboard.
Yeah.
It really brings them out of the glaciers that are kind of left.
That's what's melting them. They're burning all that sage.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new age hippies out there and their gemstones.
God damn.
Throwing off the magnets. I don't know.
Throwing off the magnets with their blubber rock. Mm-hmm. That's what they got. But blubber rock, also known as meth, because they have a huge problem with that up in Alaska.
Yeah, I can see that.
Is it a problem for them, though? They seem to love it.
I don't view it as a problem.
Yeah, I think they're having a great time.
You're technically not wrong. So, the show is brought to you, as always, by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the spirit of Cincinnati. Cincy Light is a refreshingly crisp lager brewed in partnership with Cincy Reigns, benefiting student athletes. This easy drinking classic is the perfect way to celebrate the Queen City. Raise a toast to triumph that the red and black shall reign. Cincy Light is available year-round in 12 packs, 24 packs on draft, the tall cans, and now Cincy Light Lime. I had a lot of them on the 4th. They're amazing.
Did you put some extra lime in it, or is it too much?
Didn't need it.
Didn't need it?
Tasted like the lime fruity pebbles.
It really does. It has a nice, like, sweetness to it. I love it.
It's refreshing. Extremely refreshing. Great when you're in a garage with only one box fan. When it's 93 degrees outside and you're playing beer pong like the athletes we are.
Yeah.
And you're sweating out. You go, I need my Gatorade. You get in your cooler and you pull out a Cincy Light Lime.
Your Daddy Pop Gatorades.
Dude, Daddy Pop Gatorade, yum, 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 yum.
Yeah, I still need to try it out. I love a good lime beer. Typically, I don't really like any sort of like sweet stuff, but dude, those lime beers just hit hard. They're so good.
Alicia's been getting into the micheladas since we went to LA. Got a little like Bloody Mary mix, Cincy Light Lime.
Perfect.
Delicious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you guys done the beer in a margarita?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That's really good. That's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
My favorite is when you go to a place and they have like the bucket that they use for beers and there's 6 beers dumped into it with the margarita stuff and there's 4 straws.
Ooh, you gotta love that.
Yeah.
Party bucket.
Yeah, party bucket. Who's going to drink from the big container? Big container. It's like, we all are.
Waiting for your friends to show up? Nope.
I drove.
Yeah, I'm gonna be my own entertainment.
Oh, you say there's 8 TVs in here? Oh, 4. Got it. Shit. My bad for having a good time at this Barleycorns. I just expect that they'd be a place that would do that.
Seems like it.
They have to have it like at Margaritaville. I'm sure they would let you do that. Or if you did that and they didn't have it already, you probably just become CEO. It's like, you figured it out.
Hello, I'm Dr. Barley, my associate, Mr. Corn. Ben Corn.
Now you handle the schedule. You work here now.
You work here now. Oh, here's the Paycor login.
Have you ever seen a margarita like beer tower?
Dude.
Because that would be a great idea. I could suck through one of those for sure.
Are you talking like the big towers and then it's got the little dispenser, but
Yeah.
there's beer in it?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Just for margaritas.
Ooh. So
Or even a michelada. Oh my God.
Oh, come on. That sounds like Heartburn City.
Well, you do need a team to do it.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm a one-man rowing machine.
You're getting, well, it is Heartburn City, but you are going through Funtown first.
That is true. You know, I do come prepared. I just bring a gallon of Tubs. Looks like my grandma's candy dish. Just set it next to me. Because I've done the margarita towers at like Taqueria Mercado.
Yeah.
That you got a plan for that. That's something.
Yeah, I like a good margarita, but after like one or two, I'm pretty tapped out just because it can be so sweet.
Okay, I get you there.
It's a lot of sugar with the booze. It is zap you real quick.
Or you get the tower and there's a lot of booze at the bottom, and then you're just really drunk, and then by the time you finish it, you get the sugar, and you're like, I needed this to soak up what's in here. I need 4 more chimichangas.
This is a health podcast.
There's a lot of wellness here. Well, we got a lot to get into, so we should probably just launch into baseball stuff. We should do that?
Yeah.
Launch into it.
Launch into it. Let's start with the All-Star Game starters. We're fine with it, right? I'm tired of hearing this conversation of we need to take the voting away from the people. They don't know what they're doing when it's like when the Dodgers are the All-Star team starters.
There is some truth to that where I think there could be some mitigation in the way to where like it's not always so dominated by bigger cities and franchises. So maybe have it be skewed towards like players, coaches, whatever voting, and then fan votes because, you know, I mean, snubs will happen. But again, this isn't like the end all be all, like extremely important thing. It's for the fans.
Yep.
So that's why you need to have the fans have a say. But I get it. Sometimes it is not that cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with the fan voting as long as the All-Star game continues to not mean anything.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, then it's kind of fun seeing the whole Dodgers lineup not get a break in the middle of summer and have to do a bunch of PR shit. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, run them down.
Good.
Baby.
Yeah. Wear them out.
Yeah. Also, it's like, oh, this person didn't get enough votes. It's called the All-Star Game, not the All Great. He's been so good this year.
Yeah.
They're going to vote for names. That's what this whole thing's about, and it's to make the kids happy.
Yeah.
I understand that there are incentives in there for, like, in the contracts, but it's like, maybe that should be shifted from saying, like, hey, you got voted into the All-Star Game. It should be shifted to, your WAR was this high this year.
Yeah.
You had this many
Or
strikeouts.
MVP voting. Like, bring it down a notch. Maybe if you're top 20, you get that incentive. And then that replaces the All-Star game nonsense.
Yeah, how you can do comparative numbers, say, at the All-Star game to see where you compare to other players and have incentives based upon that if, like, the All-Star voting is a little too tricky.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Mookie Betts starting at shortstop for the National League. I get it. Should it be Ellie De La Cruz? Of course. And we're going to say that. We're Reds fans. But, like, I don't know. When you have the entire country of Japan stuff in the ballot box, you're going to get all the Dodgers.
Yeah, and I think if you look at the numbers too, it would back that as well. But again, you know, it's heavily fan voted, so it's just one of those things you can't really do. I mean, you could change it a little bit.
Yeah.
It would be fun, but I think for the players, it probably means more for the incentives to be changed for them because that has more impact on the game. And like Jake was saying, yeah, screw the Yankees, screw the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I want to see them all in there. Get them worn out. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. Have them answer a million questions when they're supposed to be on break.
Yeah.
Have them wearing a suit in Atlanta in July. Have them walk the red carpet and being forced to pass up kids with weird cancers to not sign their autographs. Yeah, put that stress on them.
Yeah, put it on there. Yeah. Yeah, can you sign my tubes?
Yeah. You can go into the AC, but you got to walk past this entire line of Shriners kids.
It's tough getting a Sharpie to work on a colostomy bag. It streaks up immediately.
I'll sign your soft spot, kid.
It's like like trying to write on a waterbed. Good God.
So yeah, by all means, have him get a little bit exhausted in July. I mean, I'm cool with it, but yeah, part of it sucks, but also it doesn't really mean anything.
Right. Like, it's great. Ellie's going to be there. Chris Sale is out with all of the rib injuries from diving for that ball. So you'd have to assume that Andrew Abbott will be placed in there. So it's like, those are the two dudes from the Reds where I'm like, yeah, those are the All-Stars. TJ Friel, bummer, but a little deep in the National League.
Also, get him some rest.
Yeah.
I mean, the bat's cooled off recently. Have a few days. Go get a family barbecue in, you know?
Yeah, eat some sausages.
Yeah, man. Eat some cold cuts, eat some ribs, eat some pulled pork. That'll set you right, because TJ was looking a little bit... he seemed like he was getting a little tired out there the past couple weeks.
Little tired. Needs a will nap.
Yeah, making some, odd decisions every once in a while for, diving for balls where he doesn't realize he's not 8 feet tall and can't get to it. So, yeah, I mean, TJ was on the bump of being able to get in, but, I mean, you're going against, like you said, like more of a stacked National League. I mean, Pete Crow Armstrong's made a pretty strong case
Yeah.
for more than just an All-Star for this year.
Pretty Armstrong case.
Uh,
I did it.
You did.
I did it.
Got 15 minutes in, I'm pissed.
It's normally around the 11-minute mark.
I know. But, yeah, getting Abbott the nod as well as Ellie De La Cruz, that makes sense.
Sure.
I'm not upset at that.
I'm not either. I'm not upset at all. Speaking of odd choices, Luis Ortiz of the Cleveland Guardians is on non-disciplinary paid leave due to speculation that he's been throwing ABs due to what? Say it all with me. Gambling. Who would have thought this was going to happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can go back like a handful of episodes. I think we bring it up just about every other week. But yeah, this isn't going to be the first. It's not going to be the last. But his was kind of funny.
Yeah, Jake, what do you think?
When I read it on ESPN, it was right above a FanDuel ad.
Right.
So I think that's, too much irony, actually.
A lot of it. Yeah. Oh, ESPN bet? You bet I'll do that.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, there are two pitches that were in particular where it's like, I guess that they honed in on those and they were balls. And then the icing on the cake was the strikeout of Volpe, and he turns around and he goes, fuck!
That one was crazy.
That's wild!
Yeah, he strikes out a player and visibly gets pissed off and he shouts fuck. And that should have triggered a lot of, like, what the hell? Did you guys just hear that? Is he pissed he struck a guy out? Check his FanDuel account.
Yeah. Wait, we need to do an IP address sweep in here.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's pissed he did his job right.
Oh my God, he should definitely after this go out and do like commercials for Nord. Like he knows IP addresses.
Who knows? It could save a career.
Yeah, NordVPN.
Because they'll never find the login. God. I mean, how this is going to keep happening.
Yeah, I don't see it slowing down.
I don't either.
I just wait till it happens in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100. I mean, it already happened with Ipe.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on. So hopefully Ipe has enough room in his cell for Luis. So, but it's just like, yeah, the playoffs. We already had this happen. It's going to happen. I don't know, man. What do we do? Fuck. What are we supposed to do here?
I'm not sure if there's something that we can do so much beyond, blocking from certain IP addresses or whatever it is, but encouraging a sort of integrity that goes against gambling, but that on its face seems very ironic when you're being paid by like FanDuel for some of these players in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to come down to a lot of just individual characteristics of these players.
Yeah.
Or they really, really get it very restrictive on who and when you can gamble. Because I think, too, about those pitches he was throwing just wildly out of the zone, aren't there, like, just weird side bets you can do if, like, the first pitch is going to be a ball, first pitch is going to be a strike, or, some of those things where it's like, okay, there was a big spike in bets. I think that's how they got him for those wild pitches, because there's a big like spike in bets for something going on like right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
the 9 people gambling on the guards.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know exactly if there's any like one sort of fix, but there will definitely be a lot of other instances that they can build a case upon and how to go about this, because it's going to keep happening.
Sure.
I think reining in the prop bets would definitely help. I mean, as you said, that you can bet on every pitch almost. So sort of bringing that down, like limiting those, that would help a lot with the integrity. But also, it's going to come down to how they react to these first few. I mean, they got to come down with a hammer and just make it debilitating. Like, if you fuck around with this, you're done.
Yeah.
Lifetime ban with even a little bit of evidence. Like,
Yeah, like the dude in San Diego,
yeah.
where it was like his second time. I forget who
And
was.
he's done.
He's done. He's
and this needs to happen with Luis and anyone that follows, and just make sure that they know that if you engage in this type of activity, your career is over. Like, you're not going to be doing baseball anymore.
Yeah, you're going to be working for FanDuel.
Yeah.
You're going to be making your props.
Yeah.
That's how we know you're good at this, is when you throw it yourself and it's like, I have the experience. I'm a voice of reason. So next thing you know, it's going to be Golic, and Luis Ortiz.
Luis's picks of the week coming in.
Oh, and it's another choppy Zoom broadcast. Who would have thought?
But dude, yeah, all those weird bets that you can do. It's just like they're tempting these players where you can have an effect, but it doesn't really show up.
Yeah.
We can bet on like is it going to be a cherry or purple Gatorade that to get the bad thing? Like, come on. I mean, if you're in a pinch, man, it'd be very easy to change the color of Gatorade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just lemon lime.
Yeah.
It's pee.
I got it. All these weird prop bets. It's just so hard. It's like, I could really throw this thing to the backstop. I don't think anyone would know that I put money on it.
Yeah.
And it's even more crazy that, like, I guess the WWE is about to be allowed to be bet on. I read this a couple months ago.
Oh.
What is the only bet? Like, is it real?
Oh, is she going to yell again?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm like, then they're just going to throw it to whatever, always. So, I don't know, man. I just think, I don't know. It does need to be more regulated on a government level because it just showed up. And it's just everywhere, and it's got to be reeled in. Like, in the state of Ohio, you can't bet on collegiate props because of the threats the kids were getting.
Yeah, which I was a huge fan of when they announced that.
Me too.
It's like, especially because they're the ones that are probably going to be the easiest to convince to throw a game.
Yes.
They're dumb kids, and it's money. Money's nice.
Yeah.
And if something goes wrong, they're going to be, I hate to say it, easy to find.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you go to Ohio State and play basketball for them? I wonder where you live. That area. So, yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know how you fix it, but because it's already got its claws in too deep. I mean, shit. How do we watch the games all season? FanDuel Sports Network. So, I don't know. Can I have a complaint about FanDuel Sports Network?
Lay it on me.
I am sick and tired of its full screen. Something happens and there's a run about to score or the ball's in play, and all of a sudden the screen shrinks and there's a T-Mobile ad.
Dude, it is infuriating. First off, they need to have more split screens. We can see like the ball happening and a runner rounding the bag. And there's no excuse why all of a sudden when they do like, a jump to something like that, a commercial or a stat, and they have a graphic shoot up and covers 80% of the screen.
Yeah.
And it's just like all this information you don't need.
Yeah, well, you need it to place the bets. So that's how that works.
Over under on T-Mobile ads this game.
Oh, 8.5.
Yeah. And they suck at instant replays. There'll be a lot of times where they're just not quick to it and they just drop the ball all the time on when I need to see something immediately.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I gotta wait. I gotta let this person get their comment in, and then they gotta find it and dig it up and put it out. Here's the thing, though, with the giant pop-up ad when there's action or runs being scored. The commercial break is just the pollen screen. You've had half the year to sell advertising. Sell the ads during when you have pollen screen and we'll be back soon instead of having those sound effects. Play where commercials are supposed to live in that space.
Yeah, we can't even wait. Like, we're getting commercials in between commercial breaks. Screw that.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna see a replay of the home run. I'm never gonna have T-Mobile because of that.
Oh, good call.
Thank you.
That'll stick it to them.
Anti-advertising.
Getting rid of T-Mobile, great call.
There it is. There it is. That's a thing of beauty right there. So that was my little rant about FanDuel that I've been holding on to, and it's been now we're about to reach the halfway point. So it's like, I feel like it's valid to bring it up and they can fix it.
Yeah, you've been stewing on that for a while.
I have been. I finally had the balls to say it.
Good. We're proud of you.
Yeah.
Speaking of having balls to say something, Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen went on PFT and talked smack about the Reds pitching mound, saying that it was too low and that the Reds are cheating. Well, they can go fuck themselves. How about that? They measure the mound. Do you think that there's any validity to what is going on here?
I think with them just saying the Reds are cheating, it's like, oh my God, what are they doing? Are they juicing their balls? Are they stealing signs? Their mound is a little bit lower.
It's pretty low, you know.
I don't
Mound
like the
is
angle on
pretty
that
low.
mound. That
yeah.
seems a little low, right?
Oh, yeah. Let me get out my tape measure here.
You can barely trip over it. It's really low.
Yeah, I think that's just Bush League. I mean, the things that you got to tell yourself as to why you don't have good numbers in that ballpark. Come on, dude. I mean, it's supposed to be Great American Small Park, and you're complaining about the pitchers having less of an advantage. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Also, you pitch in an awful warehouse that's huge. Yeah, you're going to have the benefit of pitching there compared to Great American Ballpark. Sorry. Fuck off.
Yeah, and it's humid here, too. You know,
Yeah.
not in like Arizona, it's a bit more dry.
They have to create their own humidity.
Yeah.
Like in the ballpark.
Yeah. It's air conditioned. It's an air conditioned warehouse where they happen to play baseball, and then there's a pool in right center field.
Yeah, we can't do that. The pool would boil. It would evaporate in Cincinnati.
Which is why we need a chilly hot tub on top of the riverboat.
Like
my
that.
goodness.
Or a slide right into the river. Oh. Fast exit.
I like that.
Yeah.
Chilly in the
gross.
back of the truck.
Yes! The Tundra chili tub. And here's the thing. If someone hits the Tundra sign, then they get to bathe in the Tundra chili tub for a game. Mm-hmm. Just pick up hot dogs and buns and scoop it out and have a good time.
That'd be great. It'd be like, what do they have? The missing in action seat that's always out there and vacant.
Oh, wow,
But you get
yeah.
to sit out there and you get to dip hot dogs in the chili seat.
The chili seat with chili vision. Okay, sign me up.
Chili vision.
Yeah, dude, chili vision. That's what the Jumbotrons at Riverbend are called. They're sponsored by Skyline. It's
Is
called
that right? It's
Chili
chili
vision.
vision?
Chili just drips down there. Like walls bleeding in The Shining.
Brown rum, brown rum. Oh boy, that is fun.
Yeah, those guys can sit and spin.
While I'm drinking out of a Skyline mascot cup.
Great.
It's full of chili.
Now that I believe.
Yeah, it's
That's
actually
chili.
full.
Yeah.
It's cold. I got ice in here. It's like a just gazpacho.
That's why he's got the thick straw.
Yeah. It gets chunky. There's onions. But no, do you think that this is going to launch an investigation, or is it just like pound sand?
I mean, they might do one of those, like, we'll look into it things.
Sure.
And then nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
You don't even hear about the news story ever again. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'm of that same thought process, too. They're not going to look into it. It's just these two idiots just trying to start something.
And, like, what advantage would we gain?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
He was like, oh, yeah, because, it fits the profile of like a sinker baller. I'm like, well, if you look, Lodolo doesn't pitch that well at home, and he throws a sinker.
Yeah.
Same with Brady Singer, but then they went to Philly, especially Nick Lodolo, and his sinker command was there, and I guess that's a higher mound?
Yeah. Also, what success are they trying to negate for the Reds?
Another excellent point.
It's a clear advantage. They've been mediocre for years.
I mean, looking at their numbers too at GABP, Merrill Kelly pitched there in 21 and 22. In 21, he gave up 3 runs and 5 hits. He had 3 strikeouts and a walk. And in 22, 1 hit. The Reds were so good in 2022. 1 hit, 3 walks, 5 Ks. I mean, he's fine. I think the big problem was that Zach Gallen gave up 3 homers on my birthday at Great American Ballpark, and they just wanted to talk smack. And they're like, we're going to target Billy DeVore.
We're going to ruin his birthday.
We're going to retroact his birthday. Really make him angry. But yeah. They can just pound sand. So, cool. I feel good about that.
Yeah.
This week was it was a tough week. They won 2 games. They lost 4. They were in Boston, and then they were in Philly. And today they faced Zach Wheeler. Just ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, he was on.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah.
On run, guy was the whole electric plant.
Yeah, one pitch away from a perfect game. Hayes took him deep. That was the only hit and only run. Yeah, man, he threw an absolute gem. So it's unfortunate, but the Phillies are a great team, and Boston just kind of had our number, it felt like, for that series.
Yeah, which was weird. At least we didn't get swept.
It's very true.
We're still alive, baby. We still haven't been swept. The only team in baseball that hasn't been swept. So, hell yeah. Who reigned this week? Brought to you by Cincy Light. Cincy Light, the spirit of Cincinnati, and introducing Cincy Light Line. Christian Encarnacion Strand helped the Reds avoid being swept in Boston by hitting one 9,476 feet over the big green monster. That was important for the moxie of our team and everything to continue to avoid being swept. But having his power back, how nice is it to see?
It's very nice. And that ball still hasn't landed. That was... Watching that provided such a juice. I mean, something needed to happen, and the clubhouse erupted immediately. LA was out, beyond the steps dancing, and it clearly sent a jolt. And then they continued to score runs, and it shook the Red Sox a little too. They had a complete meltdown in the 8th inning, which was fun to watch.
Oh yeah, that was great. They were bumbling around a whole bunch there, and yeah, that was awesome seeing CES just reach out and touch a ball. That was probably good for his mentality to see I still have monster power and I don't have to put a big swing into it, and that proved to be the catalyst of the win for that game. So that was huge for him.
Yeah, it was massive. I mean, that's childhood stuff where you're in your backyard playing wiffle ball and it's oh, he hits a grand slam over the big green monster to win it, and it's he got to live that.
Yeah, and
it's so cool.
No matter how his career turns out, he'll always have that. That's a great story to tell.
But we'll never have that ball.
Yeah. Well, they're going back to the moon, right? They could get it.
Sure. Yeah. But then looking at the rest of the lineup and stuff, it was very difficult to hone in and be who reigned this week? We'll get to that in a little bit, but it was a very difficult choice. So this is a short clip and a short segment. Just so we have it. Cincy Light, drink it up. So let's look at our starters for the week. I mean, we talked about on Tuesday morning, when you all listened to it, we talked about Chase Burns and how he was tipping his pitches. But so we've got to look at the rest of the starts. Brady Singer, 3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 2 whiffs on the slider. That's something, huh?
Yeah.
That's an improvement. The sinker was fine too. He got 2 whiffs on that. But the rain cut the outing short. And you look at the plot and didn't really have too much control.
No, it was a wild outing for Brady. I mean, the slider was nowhere near the zone half the time. The 2 whiffs were probably just from someone guessing fastball anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really compact his pitch as well. Didn't do great with tunneling. And the rain came down and that really helped him.
Really, really did him solid.
Yeah, I think if he would have been out there that much longer, it would have been much easier for that lineup to kind of catch a few mistake pitches.
Yeah, let's just say he's really looking forward to next week.
I would agree.
Got to be. Then Nick Martinez went out there and 6 2/3, 4 earned runs, 9 hits, no walks, 2 Ks. Changeup was getting the job done. 4 whiffs, 2 called strikes on it. Got a lot of weak contact, and some of those hits just went through. And that happens. He wasn't completely dominant like he was in his last start. But hey, man, I'll still take this.
Yeah, he was an out away from getting them into the 8th. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give the bullpen a breather, and I'll take this every time from Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, our offense should be able to score 5 runs. So if he's out there giving up 4 every time and getting us deep into the game, then I like it.
Buddy, you're asking a lot.
I know.
You're asking that the third baseman hits. You're asking that the right fielder hits and contributes.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
too
the
much.
Trade deadline's coming up.
Hey, we can get into that. I didn't write it down, but we sure can. And then Abbott against the Phillies, 3 1/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 of them earned. 2 Ks, and gave up a homer. He just they grinded him.
Mm-hmm.
They got a hold of him. He wasn't the best Andrew Abbott that we have seen, but That's a tough lineup.
Yeah, it's a deep lineup too, and I mean
They
he
singled
went
him to
out
death.
there. Yeah, exactly. Like it wasn't even he wasn't allowing that loud of contact, but it was just a lot of contact.
Yeah, and I think too, he did show some chutzpah here with and moxie. I'll say with I think he had like a really long like first inning or something like that.
Yes.
So he was able to battle back, keep them in there at least through 3, got them into the 4th, and turn it over to the bullpen without doing a ton of damage. So I think that was great. He just didn't have his best stuff. He worked with it long enough to turn it over to the bullpen.
Yeah. I mean, he had 12 balls not hit hard out of the 17 balls that were hit. 5 of them ground balls, 6 of them line drives, 4 fly balls, and 1 pop-up. Yeah, let him get contact and try and grind through, and just didn't go great. That just happens against that lineup.
Yeah.
But then that was the opposite for Nick Lodolo. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks. Did give up 2 dongs, but he had 15 whiffs on his curveball and his changeup. And you know why that happened? It's because he actually had control over his sinker.
Yep. Setting up the rest of the arsenal. I mean, the final line wasn't great. 3 earned,
Yeah.
not great, but he pitched so much better than the final line indicates, I think. I mean, that was a great start from Lodolo.
That's what it sounded like. I was hanging out with some family in Lexington, so I'm watching on my phone and trying to follow along like the pitching and all that. And it did seem to be a great outing for him. The fact that he's getting this many swings and misses on his out pitches, which the curveball was kind of like in flux a lot with accuracy and deception. And it seems like just looking at the graph here, it does seem these pitches were tunneled a lot better.
Yeah, and look at where that curveball is. It is inside on righties, out away from lefties, and just
Ton of strikes. I mean, he was living in the zone the whole time.
Change up super low and away, depending on who's up there. But yeah, it seems like he had an idea where he wanted his pitches to go, and for the most part, they went there.
Yeah, it was a great execution, and then a couple mistakes makes it look worse than it actually was.
yeah. You hang a curveball, you hang a changeup, it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's going to happen is, I don't know, Bryce Harper, Schwarber, boom,
Yeah, they're going to take advantage of that.
Turner. Yeah, just Casty. They're going to take advantage of it.
And this isn't like I'm not terribly upset about them losing 2 out of 3. I think there's a lot of positives that came from it. This has been a lineup, a team that we have predicted to go and win the World Series off and on for like 3, 4, 5 years.
Yeah, my pick this year.
Yeah, so this is, I think they went into a very challenging atmosphere against a very dangerous team, and they did not get, they didn't get their asses shown. They didn't show that they couldn't compete.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, dude. They just went in against against a organization that spends a ton of money, and they want to win. And this team is up and coming, missing some pieces, and they kept in it. They didn't get swept. In a rowdy environment, holiday weekend in Philly. That's a nightmare, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the stands were packed every game.
Yeah.
Every game.
Attendance was never under 40,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough road environment.
Yeah. A lot of Santas died this weekend.
Yeah, dude. And seeing Chase Burns, too. We're going to get to it, obviously, but seeing his 3rd start back and what he did in that particular environment, responding back to his, hiccup that he had in Boston, I think that was another thing that I'm really focusing on as just saying, like, yes, that's a checkbox of, showing what you can do as a response to a negative performance.
Yeah, let's dig into it. He 4 2/3, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 7 Ks. Chase Burns, this start, he was his own worst enemy with the walks and the control to start. I mean, 2 walks off the rip, missing his spots. He's sailing the ball, too. He calms himself down. DJ comes out. He's like, hey, man, let's... And he's like, okay, I can do that. And then striking out the next 3 batters. That shows you just how monumental of a step that is in his development. And against a lineup that is so deep and so good. I mean, I'd take that away from it for the rest of it. I mean, that's a huge win.
Yeah, and it shows just how coachable he is, which was one of the biggest things when we drafted him. Like, that was a 80 grade skill of just his mentality and, like, how quick he was to adapt. And it with a less competent guy, it could have unraveled immediately again in the first inning.
Yeah.
You start losing your command. You don't quite have your stuff dialed in, but instead, he just fought through it.
And then adjusted in his third ever big league start on the road.
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, it was impressive. It's an impressive start.
Absolutely.
And in some of those walks, a lot of those pitches I could have gone either way. There was
Wasn't
a
it
handful of
Great
calls.
strike zone, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very creative strike zone. It got tight and loose simultaneously. It just like I don't know, like there wasn't really much consistency there. So I think our pitchers did well trying to adapt to that, and the hitters.
Yeah.
But that was a very probably very confusing for both to be on the mound and in the batter's box.
Yeah. On an appropriate height of mound,
Yeah, exactly.
That's the big thing.
Not those tricky Cincinnati mounds.
Yeah. Them lower chili mounds.
They're known for their hills out there.
Yeah, they only got 7, and one of them ain't in that ballpark. So one of the things, too, just looking at the numbers here, he had 10 called strikes. He had 13 swinging strikes. What was crazy, too, is looking at how much that lineup grinded. 21 foul balls.
That's what they do.
And just
They
created.
wear you out.
Boom, dude, was so good at that. Whenever Burns would come inside, and he was just like, now I'm going to hit this back into the net. I'm going to hit it over this way. I'm going to hit it over that way until I get my pitch, which is going to be one of these two pitches, a fastball or a slider. And guess what? He didn't get it. So get out of here.
I think that has to be talked about too. Just the amount of innings that he had that could have, were higher stress with having guys on and having to throw, 30 pitches or something. He had a couple of those innings, and he did have a couple bounce back ones where he threw like 8 or something.
And 11.
Yeah, so that really did help have him get, further into the game. But, I thought he did very well with a lot of the places that he was missing, and he really did a great job of mitigating any sort of damage and really just tuning in and focusing at the right time.
Yeah, he also needs a break. You start with the Yankees at home, and then you go to Fenway and you're tipping your pitches, and then you go to that ruckus, awful environment in Philadelphia where the fans are so nice and patient and kind. He needs this next start where it's going to be against the Fish. Even though the Fish are playing a lot better, he needs a lineup top to bottom. He's like, I can dominate these dudes in my 4th start.
Yeah.
He just needs an easy one.
Not a lineup where he knows all their names and has their baseball cards on his wall when he was growing up. I mean, you could probably name all those players, or most of them, the Yankees and Philly.
Yeah.
As a kid.
And with the Phillies, he needs to face a team that they've spent more money than the GDP of Iraq, New Zealand, and Hungary. Okay? Iraq, $258.20 million. New Zealand, $248,666,000. Hungary, $237,070,000. The adjusted payroll for the Phillies, $279,437,933.
But New Zealand still has 0 World Series.
0 World Series, lots of hobbits.
Lots of hobbits out there.
Lots of hobbits. So yeah, man, you again, after this gauntlet, there's no way you can send him back down.
No, absolutely not. I mean, like you said, his next start is going to be hopefully pretty easy in a much more favorable environment, and then you get the All-Star break, and I'm sure he needs it. This is the most innings he's ever pitched, and he's in the bigs. I'm sure he could use the physical and mental break, and let's see him come out of the break and just sling it.
Yeah. And just be like, hey, man, we don't know when your innings limit's going to be. We don't know that information, but just keep being you for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Eat up the experience that you're getting up here. There's nothing more in AAA that he needs to do to prove and accomplish that he couldn't be building on his starts right now at the major league level. And you just see how he made an adjustment from the start in Boston to what he did in Philadelphia. And that was great. He had a great line with some obvious improvements that I think he's going to make, and I think that's the best place for him to be, is up on a big league mound, even though it's really small in Cincinnati. But yeah, and I want to see how he does against the Fish this upcoming week here.
Yeah. We're just over here making a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
I've been holding on to that for a long time. Yeah, and there's nothing left for him to prove anywhere else until it's time for him to shut it down. And not looking forward to it. Going to make the trade deadline a little interesting.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, hopefully Green coming back will make it a little easier pill to swallow.
I was going to say you could make it a 6-man rotation.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, looking at the bullpen this week, Scott Barlow had another magic act today, getting out of bases juiced. He's just been, when he needs it, he finds it, and he's been, what's the word? Good.
Yeah. He's been at least entertaining.
It's the tightrope act that he's been doing.
Yeah.
That it does make games interesting.
Yeah, his stuff can be pretty effective, but there's been times where he has made it unnecessarily exciting. But yeah, again, great job getting out of another high wire act.
That slider he had today, was it 3-2?
Yes.
That just dropped when the bases juiced and then end the inning. I was like, wow, that is something. You just pulled so many rabbits out there.
Needed that pitch.
He found it and he dug for it.
Dude, there's a lot of great sliders today. I mean, from Burns, like that sick depth that he has on his breaker. And then seeing Ashcraft, it got a little rocky for him, but he had some of the best pitch combinations I feel like I've seen out of him in a long time. I mean, he was feeling great. He was throwing like 92 on his slider, and then threw like a 99-mile-an-hour sinker. It's like, that is so devastating. And then like he has a cutter too, where it's just good luck if he's hitting the black.
Who was also very good this week was Sam Mull. Sam Mull coming in relief of Brady Singer after the rain out. Thank you, God, for the rain. And Sam came out lights out in 2 innings. He had 5 strikeouts, no hits. Like he was, and then he came out again and pitched really well today.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have him back. He was one of our few weapons out of the pen last year, and we need him.
Yeah. And he's a dude that when he needed to work on his control, he had those shoulder issues, work through it, and that, man, that's the dude that we talked about all year. Like, that when he comes back and when he's right, this bullpen is better than everyone says it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had one mistake pitch. Who was he throwing to? They ended up hitting Schwarber. He threw a 94-mile-an-hour four-seamer that caught too much. It was the outer third of the plate, about like knee high.
Yeah.
And he doesn't miss too many fastballs. I thought that was the one thing that I felt was a mistake.
Sure.
But all things considered, he's been looking really, really good.
Yeah, and that's what, his 3rd outing since coming up from the minors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This stuff happens, especially with what happened with Santillan today. Giving up that bomb. It's like, well, we all knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there were so many good things that were happening, too. I mean, Samwell, even in that same at-bat that he was going against Schwarber, that sinker that he threw up and in just looked so good.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff amongst the negatives.
But the best reliever of the week, by far, was Jose Trevino.
No doubt.
None whatsoever, dude. That knuckleball, the strike for his first career strikeout, gnarly.
Yeah, man. I think he got that authenticated, too. I'm sure he did.
Oh, you got to. Yeah.
And my favorite was he pointed. He was like, I need that.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Right now, give me it.
Come on. You're not going anywhere, okay? Putting this in the cave.
Yeah, that was fun, man. You don't. It sucks sometimes when you have to see your team getting whipped that badly. We need to have a position player come in. But it's also kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's also fun getting to see their eyes light up. And then you were seeing Tyler Stevenson also trying to throw a knuckleball back to him, like when they were warming up. So there was that stuff. It's the silver lining.
Of course, Silver Linings Playbook, 100%. Great movie. But what's also cool with this bullpen, like we said, with dudes coming back, like Sam Mull, you've got Luis May, who's going to come back up at some point. You've got Zach Maxwell, who will get it right. He got shelled today, but he had some stuff in a row where you're like, okay, he's ready-ish. So, yeah, man, I mean, we're just a couple more away from rotating in and out. And then one bummer was Suter getting slammed after that error at second, and then just served another one up on a platter. So,
He's
it
fine.
happens.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah, Yeah, same with Connor Phillips. Like, he's going to be fine. Mm-hmm. These are all dudes we're looking at. It's like, okay, there's a lot of potential. And we've seen growth every outing with these young dudes. So.
And there's enough depth and minor league options that you can continue to just play hot hands through the rest of the season and just burn through those options. But, whoever's shutting it down, bring them up.
Bring them up.
Yeah, or we could make some trades coming up, potentially.
Yeah, there's like a deadline or something. Yeah.
What are you saying?
I don't know. We got some hands to play here. We got a lot of nice cards.
A lot of nice cards. It's almost like you don't want to have the best farm system forever. You don't want to be top 5. You don't want to be top 10 forever.
Mm-hmm. It's like having the best punter. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
I care. Punters' lives matter. The lineup, like we said, Austin Hayes hit 2 homers this week. Willie B hit 1. It seems like the only thing Will Benson can do is hit homers.
Was that off a lefty? I can't remember if he hit it off a lefty or not. He might not have been in if it was a lefty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But
seems unlikely, but I can't remember who he hit off of.
Yeah, it's really bothering me.
It was it the first game of the Philly series?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is Jesus Luzardo? Or
Yeah, it would have been Luzardo.
So then that is a lefty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deductive reasoning.
We figured it out.
We did it.
Suck it.
Suck it. Novi Marte's back. He hasn't, he's done nothing, but again, first 3 games back.
Yeah. And he was hot in the minors on his rehab. So
And he had some nice catches.
Yeah.
He had a nice short hop where he got a hold of it and kept it in front of him. So.
And the competition at third isn't great. So he doesn't have to do a ton.
He had an RBI sac fly that looked really nice. He did put together some nice at-bats. And I think so far he is not offering at a lot of those pitches that he was previously. So far, again, this is like silver linings. That's all we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Some of the negatives. Because I did see a lot of good stuff amongst the L's.
Sure. Oh, sorry. COVID. So, Matt McClain's cooled down, but dude, Tyler Stevenson had a really good week. 333, 412, 400 with an OPS of 812.
Looking good at the plate.
Looking good at the plate, looking good behind the dish. So it's like, okay. Reese Hines. He murders the ball when he gets a hold of it, but it goes right into a glove or into the back of a catcher's mitt. Like, is it curtains?
I mean, he's looking a lot like a quad A player at this point, but I don't know. I feel like there's enough at bats that still give him a shot. Just I don't know, maybe as a late game replacement more than anything.
How much time though?
It's just the fact that who else are we going to give the at bats to?
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, he was on fire in AAA, and you just gotta see if he can't catch.
And we got Jake Fraley out. Hayes, it's still kind of like kid gloves, a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we have a trade deadline coming up that maybe there's something going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems like this isn't going his way. I think he has odd splits. I think he's terrible against lefties. But
I thought he was up here 2 hit lefties.
yeah, but he's not I think he only has a couple hits or something against lefties and plenty of at bats. But and that's me not being able to recall stats, but I'm pretty sure he's not hitting well against lefties.
I just don't think he's hitting well at all, but let me check.
I mean, he's not hitting well at all. It could.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be too that he's coming off the bench versus lefties late in the game, and he might. He hasn't been a bench player in the minors, and it's a tough thing to do. I mean, it's tough to just come up cold off the bench and here you go, you're getting 99-mile-an-hour heat.
Have fun, buddy.
Absolutely. He's got a great arm, but it just seems to be he just has not been the answer for the Reds, but it is also, like you said, a very tricky situation to be in to come off the bench cold. Some people can do it, others can't. And so far, when he is in there and starting, if it's not a fastball, he ain't touching it.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Yeah, and everybody knows that.
Yeah, exactly. That is a very easy profile to attack.
Well,
Whoa, boy.
He's got 18 plate appearances against left-handed pitching, and he has a total of
12 strikeouts.
12 strikeouts.
It's
His batting average is 0.00 with an on-base percentage of 0.00.
and an OPS plus of -100.
Negative of, yikes. Oh, boy.
But it's all right. He's got a 2.8 average against right-handers.
Okay.
Boy, howdy. I just closed this.
Did you say .028?
0.208, yeah.
Oh, okay.
208 batting average against them.
That's-
So just crushing them, really.
Yeah.
Nice.
Striking fear into the hearts of every righty out there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he hasn't done enough to keep himself up here. So I think in the next week or so, we're going to see something shift. But also, this is, again, injury-based and also not going into the season acquiring a true right field power bat.
Yeah. And speaking of injuries, Hunter Green threw a side session on the 5th. And he's going to begin a rehab assignment in AAA July 8th. So then after that, that puts him in line to come back and pitch the Sunday before the All-Star break. I think he does it. I don't think they hold back.
Yeah, maybe as a shorter start.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like an Ohtani opener situation.
I mean, I think the team would appreciate having him back, too.
Yeah, and it's right before the break, so
Yeah,
I
it
feel
would
like
be-
it's an appropriate time to do it.
You could have him, and then you just Maul, Phillips, and you just bullpen it out.
Yeah, Suter. He
Suter.
can always eat up innings.
He sure can. Nom 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 nom. Carson Spires, you say Spears. He's going to Louisville on July 8th for his rehab assignment. So that shoulder impingement ain't so pinged, eh?
It's unpinged.
Unpinged. Sir, you have been unpinged. And then Connor, God damn it, so funny. Connor, it shouldn't be, but it is. Connor Joe with hand, foot, and mouth disease. He started his rehab assignment on July 4th because he needed to make sure his feet don't hurt when he runs. We talked about this last week when you were out, dude. Did you see what the Reds put on the website to describe the injury?
No.
Dude, it is so funny. Here it is. I don't know if you're truly ready for this. Connor Joe, hand, foot, and mouth disease, is dealing with sore feet because of what is normally a childhood illness.
It's like you don't got to rake him across the coals.
They're literally cutting him down at the feet.
I just think of the approval process for that. And it's like everyone read it like, yeah, put it in.
Include it.
Include it.
Yeah. Really kick him while he's down.
Yeah. Guys, should we do this? Seems mean. Put it in there.
Put it in. Yeah. We're paying him.
That'd be like if he was out for like pink eye, and then they put in quotes, normally has something to do with butt stuff. End quote.
Not washing properly. Connor Joe.
Retroactive to the second.
Connor Joe, known for picking his boogers and putting them in his eyes. Normally a childhood illness. Because you're dirty. We got a week coming up, dude. This is a week that we really need, and then we're gonna also look at the rest of the month of July. You got the Fish coming to town. A 4-spot against the Fish. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Guys, make sure to get your tickets on Thursday for the 5:10 start so we can all go see Nashville's hottest and up-and-coming band, Old Dominion.
Yeah! They're here, you guys!
Yeah.
I set a Google alert for it.
You know me, big Dominion head. A DH, if you will.
I'm more of a new Dominion guy. Straightens up bolo tie.
Mid-modern Dominion. So you've got Junk against Singer. What a great matchup.
Oh, yeah.
And then Yuri Perez versus Nick Martinez. Sandy Alcantara versus Andrew Abbott. That should be a quick game.
Yeah.
Because Alcantara is pitching better than he was. And then Nick Lodolo versus the ever so touted TBD. And then you got home with the Rockies. You got Burns, Singer, and then Martinez / no, it's gonna be Hunter Green.
Love to see it.
Gonna be Hunter Green. I cannot wait to see what Chase Burns does against this lineup.
I think he'll be a lot more relaxed, and being back in a home ballpark, I think this will be great for him. He's got a few starts under his belt. He's shown that he can go through a gauntlet of MVPs, perennial all-star candidates. And, yeah, I want to see him hot
And he
knife
won't
through
see
butter.
any of those against the Rockies.
Oh,
so.
for sure. Yeah, don't got to worry about that. But this stretch here, they have to really get on. I mean, they got to get at least 5 wins out of this if they really want to be in contention for anything going forward. Because the teams we need to lose kind of keep winning at a nice clip.
Yeah.
And we're at a point here where these are the moments where good teams make hay.
Correct. They make their hay, and then you get your break. You got your home run derby on that Monday, and I am so glad that Ellie is not participating in that home run derby.
Yeah.
Considering he's been working on his swing to just take everything opposite, and he's not doing it for power. It's like, it's not him unleashing his A swing every time.
Yeah, and I feel like him doing that would just be a step back.
Absolutely.
100%. And then I am a little worried about Dumper doing it.
I mean, no one's pitching to him at this point anyway. He's the only one hitting in that whole lineup, so...
What are you talking about? Randy Rosarena homer today. Come on.
Dumper's here to please the fans.
Oh, he pleases me in a lot of ways.
Yes. Also, talk about Ellie. I am so stoked that he has been able to hit the ball opposite way. You're seeing that from the left side, right side of the plate. He is letting the ball travel a little bit, and he's focusing up the box, getting singles that easily can turn into doubles. I mean, with him just being on base, that is another huge key component of his game moving forward. So that is super cool he's been doing that.
Yeah, and power from the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah, the improvement in his approach has been fantastic.
He's been, so good.
Yeah.
Visually, the numbers, so many things are stacking up together for Ellie, and it's been super fun to watch.
And you know what you do? You take advantage of it. You know why? Because then you've got the whole. Let me finish the schedule real quick. You got the rest of this. You got that all. You're off until Friday. I'm having a small stroke, and then you're at the Mets Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That Saturday is going to be. That's going to be a tough one because that's when they retired David Wright's number.
Oh, okay.
So
a lot of emotion.
Ton of emotion behind it. It's been sold out. Alicia and I were like, we think we're going to go to that Mets series. And it's like, why is Saturday sold out? And I went, oh no. We're not going to that one, babe. And then they go to Washington, who has been dog shit. Then you got that off day Thursday, and then it's at home against a heating up Tampa team. And then you got 3 at home against the Dodgers. And then you close out the month on the trade deadline at home against the Braves. I feel good about the rest of the month.
Yeah. It's not too frightening.
The Mets have not been playing good ball.
No.
This is when you're going to play them.
It's a great road trip to start the second half. If you have to start on the road, like, you're kind of close to home, easy travel, 2 teams that are really not playing good ball right now.
And then come home against a hot Tampa Bay team.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice shifting upwards. You're getting some ass you're going through just like a little bit. Not as bad, kind of bad, and then you're shifting up like a little bit there. It isn't like a herky-jerky ride. But, I really would love to see them stash away some wins here right before the All-Star break, and that's really going to dictate how aggressive or what they do, I think, at the trade deadline.
And they always step up and play the Dodgers hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's a good chance that the Braves won't be the same team after the deadline, so.
Yeah, who are they going to move?
I mean, I don't think they move anyone big, but most of their bullpen could be out the door.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Rizal Iglesias, we'll see ya.
Yeah. Anyone not under contract for next year.
Yeah.
I don't think they move Sale, especially since he's injured.
Yep.
And there's really no one else. I mean, they could trade Acuna to us if they really wanted to.
Yeah, we talked about that last night. Have you heard about this?
No.
This being pitched that's like, this is the perfect time to trade Ronald Acuna Jr. Because he's got beef with Snitker. They won the World Series without him in 21.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot, and it's such a team-friendly contract that if you move him, you are restocking now and for the future. Like, you can get ready major league players now and just some top prospects.
Some of their guys are aging out, you know? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's not like a crazy idea, but with them being, still, competing for this year, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either. Oh, they're not competing. They're going to be...
Yeah.
Everyone is hurt.
Yeah. Or regressing. I mean, it's to the point where they might not pick up Albie's option for next year, which is insane.
Yeah, because it's like $8.5 million.
Yeah, but he's been real bad.
Rough. Ever since he broke his wrist, he has not been the same guy.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a while.
Yeah, I mean, he could be moved then, and then someone else picks up that option.
Yeah.
Man. But I don't know, man. I mean... I wouldn't take Acuna because I know what it's going to cost.
Our entire farm system.
Correct.
Yeah. Probably Chase Burns.
That's not heinous.
Yeah.
Or Rhett Lauder and
They're going to be asked for. That's for sure. They're going to be inquired about if you do anything about
Rhett,
Yeah.
Sal, Hector, and
Tyson Lewis. Yeah.
Yeesh.
And 5 of our future comp round picks.
Yep. I wouldn't do that.
No.
Yeah,
There's a handful of guys I do not want to get rid of, and Chase Burns is one of them. But there are a handful of guys that I think would make sense to. There's a lot of guys that would make more sense to not hold on to if we package them correctly.
So this is the best time to trade Hector Rodriguez.
yeah. Or not. I mean, he's looked great so far.
I know he's looked great, but
I'd rather move him and get a piece for the team.
for now, because of how
You take that gamble.
You take
know?
it. Ellie's playing so well. You need to go and make some moves to make this bullpen stronger, and go get, for the love of God, go get a power hitting right fielder
Yeah. Or third baseman.
or a third baseman. Here's who he's pitching.
Okay, let me hear.
Bring Gino back.
Gino? Okay. I mean, I've heard some of the rumors. He would immediately provide more offense, so that would be something that I think is feasible to work around not getting a right fielder, because there's some other players we can push out in right field for the sake of having Gino.
Can get both. Gino's going to be cheap.
Yeah.
It's an expiring contract as far as that goes. Like, he's a free agent at the end of the year. And, I mean, we would not have to give up much to get Gino.
No.
I mean, there's going to be a bit of a bidding war for him, but
It's not going to be crazy.
one of our top prospects, and that's it. And then you still have bullets to fire and go get a right fielder.
Very true. Do we slide like Lux out and right, Steer out and right? Hope that we can have some more success with some of the other guys that are currently out there.
Go trade for... I want to say go trade for Jorge Soler, but again, the Angels are playing good enough baseball for them to keep it around, you know?
Yeah.
Unless there's going to be that weird part in the deadline where there's a trade deadline, there's some teams that go for it, and it doesn't work out, and then they DFA a bunch of people. Which could happen again. I mean, that's how we got in 2021. That's when we got Harrison Bader. We got, Hunter Renfroe.
Yeah.
And, it just didn't work, but that was there. So,
I mean, with how the Guardians are currently spiraling out of control,
sure.
Making a run at Class A would be fun.
I mean, I've heard that has been pitched before, and we're always good trade partners with them.
He's on such a nice contract, though, that it'd be
It's a lot.
tough to prime away, but, they are not playing good ball right now, and they looking more like sellers than buyers.
Yeah. And then you can have that back end of Pagan going to Class A.
Can we pick on some of the teams that aren't doing so well, like the A's or possibly the Orioles, to get players from?
Yeah, the A's are they've had quite a youth movement to the point where they're almost picked through.
Yeah.
That roster is. It'd be interesting to see who they would consider moving, and we could definitely pick up a cheap starter from them.
I mean, I know Brent Rooker, they talked about that's a no-go, but we could package, a handful of prospects to replenish some more youth if they aren't doing so well. But
He just signed that deal in this offseason.
Yeah, I don't think they're moving him. I would love Brent Rooker.
I know!
But they're just not going to be moving him.
Luis Jr., is that even an option anymore? Or do we think that's because I think he could play a lot better? It's a gamble.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, they would have to pay us to take him.
That's the other thing. Yeah, it's going to be... I don't think they're going to unload him for that reason.
He's been really bad this year, and his team options are coming up, and it's $20 million, and he's not worth that right now.
Yes.
I mean, it's just not...
It's not happening.
Yeah.
A's wise, I was trying to also think about, Jeffrey Springs will probably be available.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could pick apart the pitching staff.
Yeah.
Get some depth, and I'm sure they've got plenty of bullpen arms that are available.
We do still need some good bullpen arms.
Oh, for the Orioles, Ryan O'Hearn.
I would love that. I think Ryan O'Hearn would be a great pickup.
I think so too. I don't think he's going to cost too much, but you are moving a top 10 prospect to get him.
Yeah.
He has another year of control.
Yep. And just made his first All-Star game.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good for him.
outside of that, like, who would we really want?
I know. That's
Definitely can't pick apart their pitching staff.
Sure can.
Famously.
Famously can't. Oh, we can go and trade for 72-year-old Charlie Morton.
Yeah. Maybe the bullpen.
Yeah.
There's some fine arms there that probably wouldn't cost all that much.
The Fish.
They're playing good, though.
I know, but they're not going to... There's no way that they're going to go for... They would move before...
Yeah.
And, with the pieces that they have...
I mean, they're trading Sandy.
He's going to the Cubs. We just got to accept it.
Or the Yankees.
Yeah, I just think the Cubs, with the 1 year of Tucker, they're going to push all their chips in and go, this is it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to how can we pry Yuri Perez?
No, that's not happening.
I want it so bad, though.
Maybe Ryan Weathers. That's what you're getting as far as a young starter from them. I mean, I would do it. I like Ryan Weathers, but no, we're not getting Yuri.
Yeah, your dad loved his dad.
Yeah, sure did.
Dude, we would go to games, and we're standing in the right field foul pole, and Chuck is just out there. Oh, great, here he comes, David fucking Weathers again. You suck, David Weathers. Lighten him up. And then I looked at his baseball reference. He had a good year.
He had plenty of good years. He was a good pitcher.
He was a good pitcher. Your dad just lit him up.
He would blow one game, and that was it for the rest of the season. He sucked
That's
from
all
then on.
dads remember.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yep.
that one game in May. There was
I took my kid there. That cost me $85. Ruined it, David Weathers.
God damn it, David.
These Bud Lights are spoiled. Okay, now let's think about. I'm trying to think about where else too. Kansas City, would they move off of Urseg?
I mean, that would be dope.
Does he have one more year of control left or two?
I think it's 2.
Okay, you're asking a lot because they think that they could. You could go and get.
He would be
Lugo.
if he's available. He's close to the top of the bullpen market. You know who's probably available? Our old friend Aroldis.
Dude, and he's been gnarly this year.
He's been shutting it down.
Dude, he's unreal. Just the amount he just has gotten. But this might be like some of the best that he's thrown.
Yeah.
And he's 37.
Dude, 103 mile an hour sinker.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Filthy. How is his arm not just flown off his body?
Well, because he's built like a brick shithouse.
Well, yeah.
Dude, he is just a monster.
Yeah.
You know, I was scared of him when I saw him as the flamethrower here, like a tall, intimidating dude. Now it's just like, what couldn't you beat up?
Yeah.
Legally.
Legally.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of interesting pieces out there. I think getting another piece for the back end of the bullpen to shore up a few things, and one game-changing bat.
Yeah, and I'm still going through in my head who else is going to be available. The Rangers aren't going to do anything. They're going to either try and go for it.
And also, who would they move?
Yeah, because their offense has been so bad. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
Problem's been it's been bad.
Yeah.
It's the offense has been bad. And in the National League, anyone else come to mind off the top of your head that isn't Eugenio Suarez?
I mean, not really. There's just not much that fits our team that's going to be on the market.
Right.
Is the problem. I mean, who are the Nationals going to move that we would be interested in?
Kyle Finnegan.
Take bullpen. Everyone's got bullpen arms that we would be interested in. That's established. But they're not moving a bat.
No.
You know, none of them are really movable for them.
No.
It's a young lineup.
Yeah. You know what? I heard they're willing to part ways with James Wood.
Yeah. It'll only cost us Ellie.
Yeah. What a deal. I'm in. So, but this is so important for them to win down this stretch. And I guess we can get more into this next week because, that's what we should be doing going up into the All-Star break. And they're only 2 games out of a wild card spot.
Hell yeah.
You have to go for it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's right there. And to think about, say, between this Miami and Colorado series, if they take, like I was saying, 5 out of those games, that'll take them to, 51 and 46? So that's a big jump, potentially, when you look at, being 2.5 games back, depending on what some of these other teams do. So that completely changed should change your perspective on some things.
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Because we now know what this roster is.
Yeah.
There are no more surprises where it's like, well, let's figure this out. We got to figure. No, we know that at this point, Nolvi just got done being hurt for now. And we don't know who's going to play third. So bring in a bopper that you also know knows the city and loves the ballpark.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that, man.
Still a fan favorite.
Still.
Hasn't played on the team in 6 years.
Everyone
Fan
loves
favorite.
him.
Yeah.
And go get a right fielder. Go get some bullpen arms. Let's make a push for it. Let's get to the fucking playoffs.
Let's do it, man. And that'll be the benchmark for next year, is making it to the playoffs. Now, how far into the playoffs do we go?
Bingo. What moves can we make in the offseason? And that is when we shine, baby. Speculating.
Oh, yeah. And it will generate more fans, which generates more revenue. So think about that too, people in the front office.
Yep. Because you got to spend money to make money. Speaking of that, let's round third and head for home, shall we? Jake, what do you want to plug?
Cincy Light. Line.
Line! Line! Get it! Chris, you've got a lot going on, buddy.
I got a handful of things. I'm going to try to pull up where I am supposed to be. I'm going to be in Columbus next week for a show. I can't remember what it's called, but I will be in Columbus. Come find me, you cowards.
Go to Wario's.
Wario's?
Wario's beef and pork.
Is that like
A
Mario?
sandwich shop.
Like
Yeah,
Mario,
I prefer
but it's Wario?
Waluigi's.
Yeah.
Ooh, I used to be Wario all the time in Mario Kart. So yeah, I finished 8th a lot. No, I couldn't avoid bananas. All right, be careful when you throw those. Us and Bowser's, we hit those.
So wait, you were the character who was known for farting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too, baby.
Me too. Ain't no clean Carter out here.
Oh, baby.
Columbus, and what else? You got
I'll be at Ryan Geist on the 25th. Yeah, I got some stuff coming up later that I'll tell you guys about. But yeah,
You'll tell us all about it, buddy.
I will.
July 25th, get your tickets to Ryan Geist. July 25th, get them for Dave Hill. Come to that show. It's going to be spectacular. We've got I think we've got like 60 sold already. So that's not bad, but also come out. And then August 29th, I will be at Ryan Geist. We'll be opening for Ed Larson. And that show is almost sold out. So we might be adding another show because of how popular it's been. So,
But don't wait for that. Make sure you get the tickets now because there really are just a handful of
There's just literally like this many. That many tickets. So thank you to Sports Drink for hosting the audio of this podcast. We appreciate it. In the clutch.com, promo code NastyBoys, all caps, 10% off. Get a shirt that the team wears. Tight ship, keep it tight. Captain Terry keeping them floating. I'm having a stroke again. I'm so hungry. And thanks to Cincy Light for sponsoring the podcast. As always, drink it up responsibly, but get the lime one. It's real good. And thanks for having us in the fart dunge.
Glad to have you all back. I'm glad, Jake, we could reconfigure his bones because he was a tripod
Yes.
for a couple of weeks. That's very nice. You turned out great, man.
I did. I feel better.
Yeah, very little scoliosis.
You aren't going to have a scar here from where we sewed you back up from rug to Jake.
That's fine. When the chest hair grows back, you won't even notice.
Even though
It was just like the substance. We split him down the back, and Demi Moore crawled out.
Jacob Sparkle. So, and thank you guys for watching and or listening. And as always, go Red Legs!
Go Red Legs.
Go Red Legs!